Shalom, family. I'm glad everybody's here, and I'm glad YouTube is back up. Boy, last night was a nightmare in trying to get my videos on. It literally took 5 hours altogether. So it looks like everything is back up and running. I don't know if they were hacked or anything, but it was us. And from what I understand, the UK, they were having a lot of problems with YouTube as well. So it did not impact everyone, but if you were a YouTube creator, you were impacted by it for real. So we're going to talk about one of the pettiest things ever. It goes back to what I was telling you before, that many of these folks got guns, not just for protection, but to be vigilantes. And this is definitely the case in this story. You have this older white neighbor, looks like a 1980 throwback with all that hair. And you have this neighbor that was just out in the yard with his son, and they were just doing some gardening. A little bit of grass went on this neighbor's yard, and he comes out like somebody shot a bullet through his house or something. He comes out with a gun. That's why I'm saying many of them want these guns just to be menacing towards us. They are not having these guns all the time for protection. They're not. And this is definitely one of those cases. Who the hell gets upset because a little bit of grass got on their lawn? Nobody gets upset about that. He was looking for a problem. All right. He was going above and beyond any little teeny thing this black neighbor do. I'm coming out with my rifle. That's the mindset of this man. So this happened up in Michigan. And they said that this man pointed a firearm at two civilians. So this is Mark Dennis. This is the neighbor. Mark Dennis, I think it's Grybowski, 63 years old, is said to have pointed an air rifle at a 31-year-old man and his 4-year-old son. And this is according to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. The victims were doing yard work at a neighbor's home when Grybowski pulled a gun on them and then barricaded himself in his home. He was looking for a problem. When police got to the scene, they had to create a parameter. Officers, along with other agencies, were involved in a 4-hour standoff. A 4-hour standoff because some grass got on your lawn? A 4-hour standoff over that? So this man and his little boy, this father and son, were doing yard work. A teeny bit of grass got on his grass, and that warrant somebody to come outside with a damn rifle. I mean, those things are true, y'all, but in the case of people like George Zimmerman, they weren't always on alcohol and drugs when they pulled these weapons. And that's not always the case. Sometimes, he sounds like a Karen. He sounds like a Karen, just out looking for a problem. They do these things just to laugh about it later. I do these black people. Look what I did to these black people. But after a while and after so many centuries of this same BS, this is just, I'm glad they are saying that he may be in jail for a long time for this. And he needs to go to jail for a long time. He doesn't need to get out because he has reflected that he is a danger to society, and it don't take much to set him off. So he is going to use deadly force because when somebody was gardening, some of the grass got on his lawn. So he was going to use deadly force over that. He is a complete danger to society. He doesn't ever need to get out of jail. And I know how they like to slap that mental illness on everything. No, he was fully aware of what he was doing. That's a very calculated move. You went and grabbed the gun and immediately went out on the site that some grass got on your lawn. So that means it's okay to use deadly force on a black man and his 4-year-old son over that. Deadly force. And you see how patient the police were. A 4-hour standoff with this dude. 4 hours. If this was a black man, they wouldn't have had a problem shooting through the doors, shooting through the window, anything just to get him. Mm-mm-mm. So they made an official statement that the incident happened on Saturday, April 27th in Dearborn Heights. I know some of you that are in the Detroit area, you probably know where this place is. So prosecutors said the defendant exited the residence and was taken into custody. So they let him exit on his own. They didn't run in there after him. Wow. So they said he was mad over grass clippings on his driveway. Well, that'll happen sometimes. Like my neighbor, when they cut their grass, some of the grass will, fly over here, but not a lot. It's very minimal amount. A very minimal, and usually if you have a bag on the lawnmower, even with that, you may still get a little bit, but it really is not that much. Most of it goes in the bag. That little bit of teeny bit of grass, how the hell does that bother you? Some grass clippings got in his driveway. Oh, he was angry over that. He went and got a rifle. How stupid you sound. And so the father goes on to say, as I'm showing my son how to use the blower. Okay, so they were using a blower. Like we're coming from the backyard into the front. And I just looked to the left and he got a rifle pointed right at me and my son. Brayon Woods told the outlet. He said, last year we left stuff in his driveway. This year we're not doing it. What the grass? Oh, this dude is crazy. So what happens when fall comes? Because Michigan gets cold just like it does here in New Jersey, and the leaves fall off of the tree. Does he go around pointing a rifle at everybody because the leaves came off of their tree and came into his yard? I mean, come on. How far are you going to take this? Grass. Some of your grass got into my driveway, and you ain't doing that no more. Man, let me know when these people got a real problem, y'all. Let me know when they got a real problem. Just imagine that, y'all. You are in a land that you stole, and you feel that you should defend yourself on stolen land. Let that one sink in. Okay. So this is, I guess that sums up why there should be deadly force used. So he was charged with 2 counts of misdemeanor assault, carrying a weapon with unlawful intent, felony firearm. According to Wayne County Prosecutor's Office, he is being held on a $50,000 bond. If released, he is required to wear a GPS tether. Mm, mm, mm. $50,000 bond over a little bit of grass in your driveway. Yeah, 50. Wow. According to the Detroit News, if found guilty, he could spend 2 years for the firearm charge and face 5 years for the felony weapons charge. It was random. It was scary to have my son see it, Woods added. Wow. Wow. And they said it was another incident last week. The Department of Justice announced a conviction of Frederick Eugene Paralani, 27 years old, Florida, was sentenced to 5 years in prison for attacking 2 Black women with a gun in 2 separate incidents in 2022. Like I said, they got these guns. The intent is to come after us over any little reason they can come up with. And it's sick. I this is sick for real. Mm-mm. See, me, I'm not letting them have an out. I'm not going to say it's drugs. I'm not going to say it's alcohol, meth. Mm-mm. He knew what he was doing. He knew because that's what they do to us. Look, some of our people have a proven track record of mental illness, and they'll still throw them in jail and claim nothing's wrong with them. So that's what I'm claiming on this dude. There was nothing wrong with him. He was fully aware of what he was doing. I'm not giving him an out. I ain't giving him a no out. It just proves that he had a very deep hatred for his neighbors. And it just came out over grass. Some grass from a blower that went on his driveway. Mm-mm-mm. No, there should no, there shouldn't be. There shouldn't be any grace for people like this. He need to have the book thrown at him, but we are in this society where they let everything slide. Yeah, that's where we are. All right, y'all. I'm going to put the link in the chat, and if you want to come up and make a comment on this, you're more than welcome to do so. Hmm. It makes me believe he was in that house. He might have been in that house by himself, but I can definitely understand. Cyberdyne 100, thank you for the super chat. Selective mental illness. Yeah, you're right about that. That's exactly what it is. It is very selective. Hmm. Well, yeah, so far they're not acting as his defense attorney. That's usually what they do, especially once it hits the media. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, if you really look at the picture, his son looks just like him. Can you imagine a 4-year-old seeing that? See him some old. crazy looking neighbor come out with a rifle over some damn grass in their driveway. Man, get out of here with that crap. It makes me wonder what happens on a windy day if something blows in his yard from a neighbor yard. You gonna pull your gun out over that too? Probably would, depending on what neighbor's yard it came from. Mhm. Yeah, I mean, you can traumatize a child like that, especially if they don't understand why this adult is acting that way, you know? And yeah, that can, or usually they like to traumatize our kids at a young age. But y'all, we're in these final days, and all the things that they have done to us for these past centuries, it's coming on them. It is. And they know it's coming. Many of them know it's coming. They are fully aware, and you can see the fear on them. And they will tell you, something has changed. It don't feel the same. Something that, yeah, you know what changed? You got those curses on you now. That's what's changed. That's what you're feeling. You're feeling the curses. And we felt it. We felt it for centuries. And if you can go back and reflect on your life, many of us felt it at young ages. We knew something wasn't right. We knew something was off. And when people would act out or say hateful things, we were like, wait a minute, what's going on? Well, that's what they're getting around to feeling now. It feels funny because those curses have finally hit you. They have finally hit you. And once those curses are on you, we can tell you firsthand, you ain't getting rid of those curses. Not unless it is written that you won't have the curses no more, like it is for us. After we have done our 400 years, the curses are now lifting. You are just beginning. You got 1,000 years ahead of you. That is scary. And you get double all through those 1,000 years. You get double. Yeah. If I were in your shoes, I would be scared as hell. It was scary going through 400. I can't even imagine double for 1,000 years. That is like insane. Man, all I can say to you, I'm a step aside and let the Most High do his thing. I can't intervene in it anyway, and I wouldn't if I could. It's not my place to do that. So, y'all, yeah, Swift, you got that right. Maybe they need to be a lot more woke to what's going on to them, because it seems that many of them are in denial still, but that's okay. The Most High is going to wake you up. And once you all see what's going on, oh, the fear is going to be off the charts among y'all. It's already there. If you go look at some of the TikTok videos, I have seen over probably the last several months them crying, what's going on? It don't feel the same. Everything seems different now. I can't do this. I can't afford this. I can't afford to do that. I used to be able to do this. I can't do that anymore. You should hear how they're wailing all over them videos. They are wailing all over the videos. And see, acts like this, that's only going to make it harder for you. And unfortunately, even in these final days, the ones that are very vocal about not liking us, those are the ones that are going to make it worse for you. But you have gone centuries without stopping these people. Why stop them now? It's not going to make any difference now. See, when you had a chance to stop these dudes, like this one coming out with a rifle, pointing at somebody because some grass got in his driveway. See, you weren't willing to stop these people and shut them down. So now it don't make any difference whether you do or not, because those curses are yours now. Just remember that. There were a lot of things you could have done, but you got the 1,000 years because you refused to repent for what you've done. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude this live stream. I'm glad this man and his son did not get harmed, because it could have easily gotten worse. And I'm just glad that they got out of this with their life. So, everybody, please enjoy the rest of your day. If you are channel members, we have members only live stream coming up a little later this morning. If you are members, I will see you there. Then, as for the rest of you, please enjoy the rest of your day. Shalom, family.